Hi guys, in this video we're going to be talking about the parts of an expression. So the first one is a variable, a symbol, usually a letter that stands for a number. So what we're going to do is you can either highlight or underline. I'm going to underline the variables. So it's the letter that stands for a number. Okay, so instead of 4, they wrote F, for example, and it could mean any number. So there's F here, not F squared, just F. There's D and there's D. So the variables in this problem are F and D. So you don't need to write it multiple times because it's the same variable. The same letter represents the same number in each situation. So F will represent one number and D will be another. Here we go. The next one is a coefficient that multiplies a variable. So remember, if you have 4x, that's going to be 4 times x. So it's the number in front of the variable. So the number in front of the variable here is 7. It's not 7f, it's just 7. And I always think about it as like your co-pilot. It's the one with the variable. So 9 doesn't have a variable, so it is not a coefficient. 4f squared, 4 is your variable. 3d, 3 is your variable, it multiplies it. So this one is just D. So think about how many D's there are. There's actually 1. So 1 is the coefficient. So we have 7, 4, 3, and 1. You have to remember that 1. Don't lose credit for that. You have to remember the 1. There's 4 coefficients in this problem. Coefficient, co-pilot, co means with. It's your number with your variable. So constant is a term without a variable, a number that doesn't change. It is constantly going to be the same number. So you're not multiplying it by anything. It's the number by itself. So in this situation, we have 9 by itself. 7f has a variable, 3d has a variable, d has a variable, and then 12. So our constants are 12 and 9. It's the number without a variable. It is a constant. So term is a single number, single variable, or a number and a variable separated by addition or subtraction sign. So I like to do what's called train it up, starting from the back and identifying each part. Train it up, train it up, choo, choo. So everything now is a term. So we have 7f is a term, 9 the constant, 4f squared is a term, 3d, d, and 12. So each one of those is a term. Each part is a term, everything in between. So for this one, same thing. Which ones are like terms? So 2 or more terms that have the same variable and are raised to the same exponent. Okay, so let's look. So we have f squared, 7f, and 4f squared. Well, it's the same variable, but it's got to be the same exponent. So those are not like terms. But we have 3d and d. So 3d and d are like terms. In addition, 9 and 12 are like terms because they both are constants. So they have to be the same variable, same exponent, or constants can be combined. So 3d and d are like terms, and 12 and 9 are like terms. The f's cannot be combined because this f squared right here is not a like term. So we want to remind you the difference between expression and equation. An expression is a mathematical phrase that uses numerals and operations, symbols only, no variables, no equal sign. So this is a whole bunch of variables and a whole bunch of numbers, but no equal sign, expression. Where this one, it must have an equal sign. Because it has that equal 5, it's an equation. So expression is no equal sign. What we've been doing with order of operations and is an expression. We're simplifying the expression. And then equation has the equal sign. So let's do some practice. So again, I always like to start by training it up, starting from the back. So then you can find all your parts and find your terms. Remember everything in a box. So 3x, y, 2x, and 3y. Those are your 4 terms. So let's do our like terms. Remember, same variable, same exponent. So we have 3x and 2x are like terms. And then we have 3y and y are like terms. So coefficients are your number with your variable, co-pilots. So in 3x, we have 3. And then in y, we have that invisible 1 coefficient. 2x, we have 2. 3y, we have 3. And then constants, we do not have any, so we need to write the word none. Don't just leave it blank, because I want you to know that you understand. I want you to show me you understand that there aren't any in this situation. But I know that there aren't any, right? You got to show me that. Okay, go ahead and start by training it up and finding your terms. Okay, so we have 7, 3y, 2y, and 3. So my like terms are going to be 3y and 2y. And then they're also going to be 7 and 3. Remember, constants are like terms. Coefficients are your copilots, so constants don't have any. So we have the 3 and the 2 are my coefficients, my numbers with my variables. And then my constants are 7 and 3, just the 2 of them. Okay. So looking at this next one, this 3y should be big. Sorry about that. We'll fix that. So we have 7y squared plus y plus 2y squared plus 3y plus 4 plus 2. So I'm going to train it up. Okay. We have 7y squared, y, 2y squared, 3y, 4, and 2. So which ones are like terms? Remember, they have to be the same variable to the same exponent. So I see that we have y and 3y. And then I see that we have 7y squared and 2y squared. I'm going to put a semicolon. And then we have also 4 and 2. So we have 3 sets of like terms. My coefficients, my number with my exponent, 7, 1, 2, and 3. And constants are 4 and 2. So this next one, we're going to train it up. We have x, 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 and x. My like terms are all of them. They all have the same variable. My coefficients, we have 4 1s. Okay. And my constant, we have none. Remember that invisible 1 in front of it? Okay. Why don't you train this one up and go ahead and see if you can do this one on your own. Okay. I'm going to train it up. My terms, 2xz, 4z, z, x, and 2x. So my like terms are 4z and z, x, and 2x. So notice this 2xz. Okay, so Miss McCall always thinks about it is your z's are like your Kardashians, your x's are like your Wests. You know Kim Kardashian, Kim, the Kardashians, the West, and then your XZs are like your hyphenated name, your Kardashian West, okay? So that's like an individual family, like if you're grouping families for like terms. So 4Z and Z are a family, X and 2X are a family, X or 2XZ is a family all by himself, okay? There, he's still single. He doesn't have a family to combine with, okay? So my coefficients are 2, 4, 1, 1, and 2. And no constants. Okay, go ahead and try the next one. Start training it up. So we have 3x squared, 2x, x, 4x squared. My like terms, remember, same variable, same exponent. 3x squared and 4x squared. And then we have 2x and x. My coefficients are 3, 2, 1, and 4. And then we do not have any constants. Okay? Make sure you have this PowerPoint filled in and then do some of the practice.